Hello, everyone. You guys are killing me over there in the chat. Welcome, welcome, everyone. My name is Kelley Cahoot, and I am the video / live stream / behind the scenes / whatever Melissa and Lisa need me to be at that moment in time. Hello, hello, everyone. Okay, so we're popping in early here. So I want to tell people that are going to catch the replay later on that we had a lot of people in the chat. So we came in early just to have a little conversation before we start showing products. So if you want to fast forward a little bit, it's not going to hurt our feelings any, but we just had a lot of friends in here. They were chatting away. And so Melissa is here and Lisa is in the house. And I see lots and lots of our friends. I see Tanya and Lori. And let's see who else I see. Kim in Alaska is new to me, but welcome, welcome, Kim. Krista, hello, Krista. See, I see lots of people that I recognize. There's Irene, who goes by When I Ink of You. Let's see, Anita, Mimi Cakes, hello, hello. No, you are not late. You are early. We are early tonight. So welcome, welcome, everyone. So everyone's as excited about this release, I think, as we at Honeybee are. And so let's do just a little bit of chat before we start out. So when it comes time to order after a while, usually Melissa will make, the release go live on the website and all of that. And then your orders won't start shipping out until the warehouse opens up on Monday. And so just be aware that it may, especially during release times, that it may take our warehouse workers a few days to get everything packed up and sent on the way. Usually they're really, really fast, and it's like getting a gift in the mail. So it's going to be worth the wait. So don't worry about that. And let's see here. Let's see. Hello in hot Oklahoma. Woo, I'm in hot South Carolina. So let's see here. Mary, thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. And Portland, Oregon. Well, welcome. Honeybee is located in Lebanon, Oregon. It's nice to see some other, what do we call, Oregonians? Or I'm not going to say that right. I'm not going to say, hello, Martha. I want it all. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so when you guys order, so just be aware that, Honeybee Stamps is still a small family-owned company that, we have a small team that works in the warehouse, and Lisa and I work from South Carolina and from Texas. So they work just as hard as they can getting everything to you. So we just want to make everywhere of that. Okay, Phaedra's telling me Oregonian. Okay, so I was close, I think. Let's see. Hello in Rio Rancho. Hello. I used to live in Judy. Miss Judy, I know who you are. I used to live in Albuquerque, so I know exactly where you are. So, and one of my new roles at Honeybee is, I hope Melissa doesn't mind me saying, but I have taken over a lot of the customer care stuff for Honeybee Stamps and for Melissa and Lisa. So when you email in, or even when you do a phone call and you have to leave a voicemail or something like that, don't be shocked if you hear from me. Answer the phone. I'll tell you a funny story. So I've only been doing customer care for a couple of weeks, but I called a lady back that had left a voicemail, a very sweet lady. And she obviously was one of our friends over here that, watches the videos and the lives and what have you. And I returned her call and I said, hey, or she called and I answered. And I said, hey, this is Kelley with Honeybee Stamps. How may I help you today? And she went, Kelley, why are you answering the phone for Honeybee Stamps? And I just died laughing. I was like, well, just like Melissa said, we all wear lots of hats. And so I love, love, love talking to all of you all. And so I am lucky enough to get to help Melissa out with customer care now. And it's so exciting and it's fun. It's fun to get to chat with you all. through the emails and to be able to help you guys out with whatever, issues you may have with getting an order in, or, a mix up in the warehouse or something like that. So, all right, Judy. Yes, I've chatted with Judy this week. I do know Miss Judy's name. Okay. It is 8 o'clock on the dot, so you know what that means. It is time to start going through this release. And those of you that are new, we're going to go through a few products at a time, and then we stop and we have a giveaway. And so I'm going to put a name or flash a name up on the screen. You are our giveaway winner for that point in time. And then I'm going to flash up my email address. Make sure you jot that down. That way you can claim your prize. And after the live stream is over tonight, I will hop on our website and send you your gift card. That way that you can go in and shop and spend your gift card. Okay. So that way everybody knows what's going on. And I think we're ready to get done. There's Don Newsom. See, I see some names that I've chatted with. I hope that, I did a good job so I don't have to lose my new position at Honeybee. I'll tell you that. I'm trying, but we have to learn the computer system and all the good stuff. All right, I'm going to go down to my desk view here so we can start looking at all this fabulous stuff. And I've got some really cool goodies to show you with you. Okay, so I'll let you kind of look at this little get up here for a second while I pull everything out. But this is going to be all of our paper and wax melt. Okay, so this is a new little thing that Melissa has put together. And I'm going to tilt it here so I can kind of get it out of my bright lights for a second. But this is a really cool thing that for every release, Melissa's going to put together a little bundle. Do you see this little container? It's like one of our stamp pockets, but it's to hold both of the new paper pads plus the gems and the pearls. So there's a pocket on the front. So I'll pull this out here and you can see there is this little pocket, and it holds the coordinating gems and pearls that go with, whatever the paper pads are for that release. But there is the Harvest Pearl stickers for this release, and you guys have probably already seen that and know that all of our little embellishments are perfectly going to match our paper pads. This is our Homestead Harvest gem stickers. There are 210 in each package, and I love that we have the large, the medium, and the small in each color of both the gems and the pearls. Okay, now let me slip these back down here. I am in love with this because I'm a paper hoarder. And I love to put, let me see if I can, this is a brand new, I literally pulled this out of my mailbox today. Melissa shipped it to me and I was so excited. And then we've got this little like Velcro. So if you're like me and you like to save all of your paper scraps, everything that matches whatever paper is inside here is going to fit down in there. And then you don't lose any of your little scraps, right? All right, so let me pull this out first. Okay, so it is a gusseted little pouch, okay? It has Velcro so we don't lose any of our goodies. And then, of course, we've got, let me see if I can get it. We've got that really cute little Be Creative. Let me see if I can get it not to be shiny. There we go. Be Creative little logo there. Okay. So this is the new paper and gem pouch. Melissa can put in the chat over there exactly what she's calling it. But she's also going to offer bundles on releases that have both of that release's paper pads, the envelope, and both the pearls and the gems all as a bundle. So if you like to get all those things in your orders anyway, then you might want to try to pick up the little bundle that has the envelopes. Then you can keep everything together. All right, so let's do a quick run through here of the Homestead Harvest paper pad. As I mentioned in the video, you may have noticed that all of our new paper pads are going to come individually wrapped in a shrink wrap or cellophane, and that alleviates or gets rid of those pesky little plastic stickers that go on the end here that when you peel them up, it tears, you know, the cover, or you're left with like that sticky residue on the back. Well, Melissa has eliminated that, and now they come shrink wrapped. So I've already taken mine off, of course, for my video and things, but let's go ahead and dive into the Homestead Harvest. Now, as I mentioned in the video, the inspiration behind this paper pad was like fall fabrics and old dresses and like flour sack cloth. And somebody the other night mentioned Little House on the Prairie, and I was like, yes, that is right up my alley. Okay, so we've got beautiful plaids and florals. I love this one with the teal and orange. I love those colors together for fall. If we keep flipping through here, we've got some beautiful fall leaves. And with all of our new paper pads, it's good to remember that these are 6 by 8.5 in size. It's going to tell you here there's 2 of each pattern. But what is so cool about these that I love, because I'm a paper hoarder, is I'm going to get 2 A2 size cards or 1 big 5 by 7, or to be able to use this on a larger project. And so I love this new size. Okay, if we flip it over, we're getting into this really yummy chocolate brown with the little flecks and the flowers. Doesn't this look like Laura Ingalls' little dress, like on Little House on the Prairie? I'm just loving it. And then we've got like a fun red and white, like farmer's plaid or fall plaid. We go into tone-on-tone florals. Keep flipping in here, and we've got like a rosy pink kind of washed watercolor. And then I love this one. I used this one the other night on the Quail card, but this has the look of having like fabric texture to it. It's completely smooth, but it gives you the look of having that yummy texture. And then we have a beautiful watercolor that will be beautiful in your fall scenes with leaves and things. We've got a tone-on-tone here with little flowers. We've got another fun watercolor. We've got a tone-on-tone with that beautiful, yummy turquoise that's so pretty with the oranges and the greens and things like that with leaves and gourds. We have another fun plaid. This looks like Grandpa's shirt or something like that. It's fun. And then we've got another fun that would be, or like a watercolory design that would be pretty split and made into a background. If I keep going over here, we've got this really pretty turquoise. Again, this is more of kind of a fun, like geometric pattern. And then I love this one. In the video, I mentioned this looks like an old pair of jeans or overalls to me. Do you see that where it looks like it's got that old texture to it? Very fun. And then this on your screen looks very charcoal or black. It's actually got like a, let me see if I can kind of tilt it and catch it. It's almost like a turquoisey, really deep color. So it's not black or gray. Okay, this one I love. I love that navy blue background with the orange and yellow flowers. Keep flipping here. We have a really pretty stripe. And this, again, is one that looks like it should have texture to it. And then we've got another pretty background paper that you can split and use for, you know, your birds or your quail or whatever. Now, this looks like a corrugated, like cardboard or something like that. Really pretty. And we have a really pretty burlap. Look how realistic that looks. Looks like you could just reach out and touch it and feel the texture of that. If I flip it over, this looks like a, oh man, it almost looks like a woven rug or something. Another one that just has really great texture to it. And then if I flip it over, we are done with that one. Okay, so this one is Homestead Harvest. And then we have our Pinstripes and Polka Dots Harvest. This is going to be around the same colors, but we give you a basic, some great basics with the polka dots and the pinstripes that you can mix in. I always like to take maybe a busy pattern like the leaves or the plaid, and if you mix it with a little pattern like the little tiny polka dots, it makes it easier on the eyes. So it's always good to have some great basics. Okay, so we go in here and we've got some really pretty chocolate brown stripes. And then on the back side, we've got the same colors, but in polka dots. And again, it's the same size paper that you can get 2 A2 size cards or one big 5x7 or even larger. If I flip it over here, we're going into a rusty kind of brick red. And then we'll flip it over. This goes into more of a true red, almost kind of a coral looking color. You can see the stripes are more of a true red and the in-between color is more of that coral or rosy pink. And then we've got the polka dots. And then we go really into a true pink here. And then pink on the back side, a really pretty mustard yellow, perfect for fall. And then we've got the pretty polka dots. And then we have, this is hard to see because it's so light. This is a buttery yellow. So let me see if I can find it here. You see this buttery yellow right here? It's hard for the stripes to even show up on the screen. Buttery, soft yellow, polka dots on this side. And then we go into that really pretty deep kind of turquoise color. We've got our polka dots. And then we go into more of a lighter turquoise, almost leaning a little more blue. And then this is where we get into, like, this is almost a navy blue. It's pretty deep. It's really pretty. And then a more of a true blue. And I keep flipping through here. And this is a lighter brown than the chocolate that we started out with. So here's that really deep chocolate. And then you can see the lighter brown underneath it. More of like a craft, like the color of craft cardstock, but just in the stripe. And then we even have a lighter. This reads really kind of a little bit pink on the screen, but it is very like a creamy neutral. Not pink at all in person. It reads more like this side in real life. And then we're all done. Okay, so those are our paper pads. We shared the pearls and gems. I'll lay those out here so we can look at them. And then we're going to look at our wax melts. So for this release's wax melts, we have the Homestead Harvest. Let me open it up here. And I am going to pour the little wax melts into the brand new little embellishment tray. So you're going to see these online. What's so cool about these is if you love to use wax melts or sequins or shaker mixes or something like that, they are flexible, so you can pour in and work with whatever you need to work with on your desk. And then all you have to do is use that flexible tray and then dump everything back right into where you need it to go, okay? So this is the little Be Creative embellishment tray. Super handy to have. And then our wax melts have all the beautiful colors of our paper pads, from the mustard yellow to kind of that peachy, pinky color. We have the beautiful teals, red, and let me make sure I'm not missing any here. I don't think so, but you can see if I hold my hand over the paper pad, how well all that is just going to coordinate perfectly together. Okay. So those are the wax melts. Now let's look at our cute little stampers. Okay, so first off, we have the adorable little tractor. How cute is that? And so it's going to stamp that cute little tractor in whatever, wax that you put down. We have the little mushrooms. We have a little double mushroom. And we have the little bundle of wheat. So very cute. All right, let's do our freebie really fast before we move on with our giveaway. So this is our freebie for this release. It is the Harvest Stamp and Coordinating Die Set. So these are free with orders of $100 or more while supplies last. That's really important for me to say because I don't want anybody to get upset when they miss out. Okay, so the little stamp set you're going to get has the scripty harvest word. We have pumpkin kisses and harvest wishes, happy harvest or harvest blessings, and harvest a time together. So different ways that you can mix and match those together. And then, of course, there is the little coordinating die that's going to cut out the harvest word. So that's the freebies, free with purchases of $100 or more while supplies last. I know that is really super important. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go here and I am going to scroll through and I'm going to flash a winner up on our screen. The first winner tonight is Kim in Alaska said, I will not allow myself to go down the rabbit hole of wax melts. Kim, do we need to have a conversation? You may just have to go down the rabbit hole of wax melts now. All right, Kim, this is what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need you to email me, Kelley, Kelley, @honeybeestamps.com. That way I can hook you up with your prize and you can shop on the website, okay? All right, so let me clean up my little mess that I've got here. While Kim in Alaska, while we talk her into wax melts, right? Okay. And then let's see here. Let me get rid of that. Let me go through here. Let me catch up on the comments. Congrats, Kim. Woohoo. All right. And I'm ready to keep moving on here. Oh, so much. So much in this little bag here. Okay. All right, so let me pull this one out. This one is a really exciting stamp and die set for all of us at Honeybee because this is the stamp set that our friend, if I can pull it out here, Kelley Taylor drew the artwork for. Okay, so Kelley Taylor has been one of our longtime design team members for years and years. And, let me see. Pause. Let me make sure. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not missing something from the boss because I see flashes up on my screen. Okay, carry on. Okay, so Kelley Taylor. Kelley Taylor, if y'all have met her at one of the events like Simon Says Create or something like that, she's an amazing lady. She's got an amazing family, but also she's amazingly talented. So she's a super awesome card maker, Copic colorer, but I was shocked to find out how well that girl can draw. So this is the Grateful Gatherings stamp set, and all the images were done by Kelley Taylor. So we have the pumpkin and the gourds and the sunflowers. And I love that these little things, do you know how like in like bouquets and things now, they're even mixing in like the dried like little pampas grass type things and stuff. I love that she's added all of that into her designs. There's pumpkins and gourds down here with, and I love that we've got two different looks of scenery here that we could stretch across the bottom of a large card. And I love that these flowers here are loose. And I even love that there's a wagon wheel, so we could put the little wagon wheel back in there. Okay, there's some great sentiments in this set, like gather together, hello, thankful, and hi. And then here is that die set. You can tell I've been playing with mine, but I love that the wagon wheel cuts out all the little spokes. There's the large dies for all the large little bouquets here in the set. I love, especially you guys in the chat know that I love when there's little extras in the stamp set, because I like to stamp my own pattern paper backgrounds. And so I love that there's little extras like that. And then of course there's a die for all the sentiments as well. So this one is called Grateful Gatherings. I know some of my friends in the chat are making their list and checking it twice. And so I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to slip this in here so I don't lose any of my little goodies there. Okay. Oh, there we go. And then this sentiment set is called Heartfelt Hello. So let me open this up. This is a just all around great sentiment set. So we've got the beautiful sentiments. We have To My Cherished Friend, Autumn Blessings, Blessed Beyond Measure, Simply Best, Still Falling for You. Does anybody raise your hand in the chat if you have a fall time anniversary coming up? Fall Breeze and Autumn Leaves. My favorite color is autumn. Sending Cozy Feelings and Love. With Heartfelt Thanks. Enjoy the Little Things. And I love this one. Oh my gourd, it's your birthday. That one's stinking cute. Heartfelt Hello. I love fall most of all, and always thinking of you. And then of course you guys know that we're known for our sentiment dies, and you're going to have a die that cuts out every one of those great sentiments. All right. I need an assistant in here. I need Emily in here too. Some of you guys remember Emily, my daughter, but she doesn't help me anymore. I need her an assistant to put all my goodies back so I don't lose anything. Okay, this is the Autumn Splendor stencil set, and it's going to be hard for you to see on here, but I have somewhere, I had some cards. Here it is. That I use this stencil on. That's going to be easier to see. So I'm going to place these here as we kind of walk through this. But this is a layering stencil set, and you can see that it's going to color in, there we go, a little bit. But some of the small petals, the little berries, we've got large leaves, and then each stencil that you lay over one another is going to color in a different part of this whimsical floral background. We've got the large petals, we have the little side petals and some more little berries. We've got all the little stem pieces that have the little berries, and then a bunch of little detail lines. This on your screen looks like chicken scratch or scratches or something on there. It's actually all the little details for the flowers and for the leaves, like the little veins and things. Okay, so let's hold this up. Now, this is what you actually get when you stencil onto paper, right? With all of our stencils here. So I created both of these cards in a live stream. And so this is one stenciled background that I just trimmed down, and I was able to get 2 cards out of that. Okay, so that is our Autumn Splendor layering stencil set. Let me lay that little guy aside. And while I've got this out, I think we have Be Kind or Kind People in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to leave those out for a minute. All right, next we have the Give Thanks stamp and coordinating die set. So let me carefully pull these out. Oh, there's stencils too. The stencils were hiding in there. All right, so we have the stamp set that's going to stamp that beautiful swirly, twirly, and all the little petals in the stamp. And then that's going to have little sub-sentiments that you can mix and match with it, like in all things give thanks, so grateful for you, gather and give thanks. Let me go just a little bit like this and see if I can pull this up a little bit. Okay, so you can heat emboss this, you can stamp it, you can either Copic color or colored pencil all this stuff, or you can use the stencils to kind of color everything in. So the stencils are going to color in all those little bits and pieces. Let me grab a little backer here so maybe we can see it. Okay. So all of our stencils, it makes them hard to see on live streams, but all of our stencils are crystal clear. And the reason that Melissa has done that is because it makes it so much easier for us crafters to line these crystal clear stencils up with whatever the design is underneath. So it makes this hard for us to see on video and in live streams, but it's so much nicer for us crafters than trying to line up something that's more opaque. So we've got the stencil that has the little leaves. There's a stencil that's going to color in the little flowers there. And then we've got one to do, let's see here, more little leaves and things. And then we've got one more that's going to do other little flowers. So this is the Give Thanks stamp, coordinating die set, and the stencil set. You can see the coordinating die set is beautiful as well. It's going to cut out that really intricate give thanks word, plus all of the sub-sentiments. Okay. Next up, we have the, I'm not going to say this name right, Fall Flourish Stipple Plate, I believe. Watch me say the wrong name. Okay. So this is just a really pretty, like you can use it all year round stipple plate. It's going to give you that almost little pinprick texture when you run this through to your die machine. And then here is a look at the background. I'm going to tilt it back and forth so you can see the subtle design in the paper. So if you can imagine this even on white paper or colored cardstock, you could use it on your pattern paper if you wanted to, just to give that nice, subtle, just a little something extra in your backgrounds of your cards. There's the back side of that where you can see where it stipples the paper. So this is the Fall Flourish Stipple Plate. Yes, a pierced design. You are right. All right, I'm going to keep moving right along here. This is one of my favorites of this release. This is the Fall Leaves 3D embossing folder, and I'm going to put this in here, even though it's a colored piece of paper, because I want to show you all of the beautiful detail in this embossing folder. And the only way that we can really do it justice is to put a little piece of paper in there and show you. So this is going to be one of those embossing folders that has, and that doesn't do any good, that has the really deep, nice impression in the plastic of the embossing folder. So one side is going to give you that raised texture. The other side is the indented or has the valleys in it. This embossing folder has so much detail in it. This is actually the back side, and here's an even better version. This is the back side, or what we would call maybe the wrong side or the negative side of what was embossed here. And you can see even in the back side, you can see all of the veins and all of the crunchy little fall details that are pressed into the paper. And if I keep pulling out here, I've got other, let's see here. Let me pull out some more of my little samples here. Here is another one. And if I flip it over, this is what we call the good side looks like. It's hard to see, but I don't know where my darker one has floated off to in Hurricane Kelley. Okay, so 3D embossing folder. This one is called Fall Leaves. So this is one that you will reach for like all fall long. It's really pretty. Oh, here's my good one. Let me tilt it and see if I can get it to catch in the light so you can see it. Okay. All right, next up is our beautiful, lovely layers dianthus. So you guys saw me work on the dianthus earlier in the week. And I created this card with this Lovely Layers die set. So it cuts out the really pretty stem. And then we've got all these areas here that have connected dies. And they're connected for a reason, because that's what's going to keep all your little flowers together. So this little set of dies right here are all for that flower. This little set of dies right here is all for, let me figure out which one it is. I think it's this one. And then same. This one is all for that one. But Melissa did this on purpose. That way it keeps all the little petals for each individual flower. You can keep them all grouped together when you run those through your die machine. And then these are the leaves that layer over the top. Okay, so we've got a really pretty large stem and then all the really pretty little flowers. And I've got mine all puffed up and dimensional on there. There's no foam dots or anything back there. That's just all the paper. Really pretty little lovely layer set. So that's the dianthus. And then we have our Lovely Layers mushrooms. These are adorable. Let me see if I can pull it out. There are 3 layering mushrooms in this set. Let me get, okay, so we've got the little tiny one. This looks like our little wax stamper, if you notice. So this is what's going to cut the stem and give you a place to glue your little toppers on. And then you can change the colors of your little tops, because you're going to be able to lay this little guy over the top. And then we've got this one, and then this one, and this one actually goes on this little guy. And then you can see this one goes here and layers all together. So you can change your colors up. You could either do this out of white paper, like I like to do, and ink blend on whatever your colors are, or you can cut those out of colored cardstock or even pattern paper like that. But a little cutesy accessory for your little mushrooms is the Lovely Layers wood vase. And this is a fun one because not only does it make a little wooden vase, but it also has the little cap on it. Let me pull it off here, where you can flip it over and have this as a stump like this. And so you could actually have like your little mushrooms and things like growing like in and around the little stump. Or, you know, you have the cap off and this is going to cut right here. So you could actually put your little florals and things down in there like it is a wooden vase. And all of this great wooden texture is going to emboss into your paper. So this is called the Lovely Layers wood vase. And then of course we've got the mushrooms. You saw the dianthus. And then this is the Lovely Layers fall bouquet. So let me pull this out here. So this is the fall bouquet. We have some really great, nice large leaves. We have a cotton stem. So this is your cotton stem, and this is going to be the little bowls or the little puffs of cotton on. Those of my friends who live in the South have probably seen cotton grow, but the cotton stem. I don't know what a better way to call that. And then we've got some little flowers here that you can put, you know, different color little heads on. And I'm not for sure. I love these in the fall. I see them all over, but you can see they almost look like little pom-poms that go up into on here, but you can make them orange or you can make them yellow or whatever color you want to add just a fun little texture to your little fall bouquet. And then there's also the wheat stalks, and you can see all the great texture in here. But if you take your fall bouquet, it is going to nestle perfectly down, and so you could fill your wood vase with your fall bouquet, right? So wood vase, mushrooms, fall bouquet. We've just got all the fun, lovely layers going on here. All right, so let me put that away. Let me get these two and put over here. All right, we've got just a couple more, and then we're going to do our giveaway. Okay, so this little collection is called the Bountiful Banners, and it's a whole collection here. I'm actually going to go a little bit wider on my desk so you guys can see. Okay, so we have the stamp set. So we have this large background stamp here that is almost edge to edge A2 size. And let me pull out our little trial card here so you can see it. So that is the stamp. And then there's little extras here. So you know I love extras to either pop them up. You could do some other kind of little background. You could stamp them on the inside of your card. Lots of different ideas. And then we've got a ton of great sentiments here. Simply blessed. Hello, my friend. Congratulations. Sending my love. Thank you. Thinking of you. Happy autumn. A note of thanks and happy birthday. Lots of just really great basics. And then the die sets for this are really fun. So the coordinating die set that goes with the stamp set is the one that's going to cut out all the little holes on the in-betweens just like this. So it's going to give you that big die plus a layering banner that you can layer over the top, plus the dies for all the sentiments. So you could do a little banner, you could pop up the little sentiment on there, you know, whatever you wanted to do. Then if that wasn't enough, there is part of the collection that has an impression plate. So this is the really cool impression plate. And this was really fun to play with. I did this in the video. So I'm going to try to catch it in the light. And I know my lights are really bright for tonight, but this plate, I like to cut the outline first and then line up the impression plate, and it's going to like letter press into your paper this design. And what this is all those little fun details that are in the flowers. Okay. And then there's a couple of things you could do. You could leave it like that. You can use the coordinating stencils like I did in the video, color in all the things. So then you're getting a letter pressed design. Then you're getting the stencils that are going to shade everything in. And then let's see here. What am I missing? And then there is another layering banner. And this one is a little bit smaller than the letterpress part or the stamped part. And that is so when you letterpress or when you use the impression plate, you're going to be able to still see all of your layers underneath. That's why this is a little bit smaller. It's supposed to be that way. That way you can see all your hard work that you have impressed. And this runs through your die machine just like a regular die does. But instead of cutting, it's going to give you all that great impression. And I wish I could get it to really show up on the screen, but it's really beautiful. Okay, let's see here. Let me see if I have any more. Okay, so this is the Bountiful Banners Stamps Coordinating Dies. And then there's the impression plate. There is the coordinating stencils. The coordinating stencils can be used with the stamp, the impression plate. They can be used with all of it. It all plays nicely together. So it's like whatever your crafty dreams are, you can find something in this little collection here to work out. Okay, Lovely Layers Quail. This is our cute little Lovely Layers Quail. Now, if these things are not the cutest darn little pair of quail you ever did see. So we have the male quail with his little plume. I did learn that. And we've got the little Mrs. Quail here. And what is so amazing about this die set that I think is so cool is you can make them both standing. You can make them both nesting, laying down like she is. Or you can make one standing, one nesting. You see here that the legs are not attached to either body. That way you can fiddle with them and have your little quail however you want it to. I'm going to take Mr. and Mrs. here. And these are the base dies. So if you wanted them nesting in a little nest and like snuggled up together, you could totally have them with no legs nesting. If you wanted them both standing, all you do is add the little legs and things on to Mrs. Quail, and then they're both standing. Okay, I think that is so cool. These were so much fun to create with in the live the other night. They're just so cute. And of course you could do colored cardstock and cut those out. You can cut them out of white paper and ink blend or craft paper like I did. I kind of mixed and matched there with my little quail. All right. Last thing, and then we're going to draw a winner. All right. So this is the Fancy Fall Layering Frames. Okay. And I have used those on lots of cards. I use them on the quail. I use them for this layer here that is out of the little flowery fabric. And then I used it here. And so this large die back here is going to cut A2 size. So it's going to take up a really good portion of your card front. And then they're going to go down in size from there. This frame here, sometimes you just got to pull these out so you guys can see all that beautiful embossing detail on there now that I've pulled them out, because you can't see it as well on the paper. But look at this. So this is the frame that I used on the flowery cardstock back here, the pattern paper. Look how gorgeous. See, you're not getting this when I just hold up the paper. This is what you're going to get. Look how beautiful that is. So that is that one. This one is the one that I used on the plaid paper. Look how beautiful that is. Look at all that embossed texture. Okay. And then you're going to get this little piece. This almost looks like, do you see how it looks harvesty with like, there's almost like a little pine cone or a little, I don't know, little something down there, little leaves. And then you've got the little pin pricks and all the pretty details. And then we've got like a woven frame on this one. And then here is that awesome banner, guys. So this is that banner that I keep talking about. Even holding the die flat in my hand, you can see how all that detail is going to press into your paper, and it looks like it is dimensional on your cards. Like the embossed detail in this is chef's kiss amazing. It's really beautiful. Okay, and then we've got the little center piece that has little leaves here. It's got little flourishes around the center. And then it even has, you know, a little banner that you can layer together as well. So this is the Fancy Fall Layering Frames. It is a tongue twister, but it is beautiful. Okay. That one's down. All righty. Here we go. I am going to scroll through here. Our second winner tonight is Quails Are Wonderful, said Mephistophiles. I don't know if that, how do you say that? Quails are wonderful. But you're one of our winners tonight. I'm not for sure how to say your handle or your name, but that's okay. Just email me, Kelley, Kelley, at honeybeestamps.com to claim your prize. Somebody needs to tell me how to say that. You need to put it in the chat. Congratulations. Okay, so I'm going to do a little tiny cleanup, and then we're going to move on. How am I doing on time? Oh, we've got more, you guys. We have more. Okay. I'm going to go down here. what prizes are being given away? You are getting a gift card. So I am actually going to set up the winners. I'm going to set those up as soon as the live stream is finished. If you'll email me now, I'll send it to you as soon as we're finished, and then you can shop if you would like to. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a drink. Okay, now we have mini messages, and this is the sweets version. So if you had our very beginning mini messages, that was, what was the name of it? It was like our everyday version. It may have been called everyday, but we put out a die set that's got 3 different shapes of little mini dies. There's a rounded corner, there's a square corner, and there's a fishtail corner. These stamps are going to fit those dies that were previously released. We are in love with all the little mini messages. And so this is the mini messages sweets. We've got, hey, sugar, just for you. Hope your day is sweet. Wishing you the sweetest fall. A little treat. Enjoy. Take life 1 cup at a time. So now we're moving into coffee. Life begins after coffee because adulting is hard. Caffeinate and conquer. All you need is love and more coffee. Sweets, so sweet of you, and coffee. All right, so these fit our mini messages coordinating dies. And then we have kind people are my kind of people. You saw this on the card that I did with the Autumn Delight stencils. So we have that large and in charge sentiment there. And then there is a sub sentiment that says, thank you for your kindness, that you can either stretch across like underneath the large sentiment, or you can put that on the inside of your card. You know, you could stamp it, you know, right on the inside. Now, this is what it looks like, what is stamped, and the coordinating dies are going to cut all the way around. And there's even a coordinating die for the little sub sentiment as well. So this one is called Kind People. We like kind people. Let's see here. I'm going to set that aside. And then we have a whole little collection here. This is called Awesome to the Core. And so we have a really cute little stamp set, both for fall and for our teacher lovers out there. So we have teaching as a work of art. Thanks for work of heart, excuse me. Thanks for all you do. I couldn't have picked a better teacher or a better friend. So grateful for you. You are awesome to the core, or I love you to the core. And then there is a coordinating die set that's going to cut out the apple, the slice, the blossom, the leaf, and then all of the nice little sentiments. Now there is a coordinating, and this is going to be hard to show again. There's a coordinating stencil set that is going to color in the apple, all the little details of the apples, the slice, and then you can see here, here, and here. Do you see all those little details that are cut out of that stencil? It's hard to hold it just right, but that's what's going to give you all those little imperfections and little lines and dots and things in the skin of your apple and in the little bits of your slice of your apple. There's also the stencil that's going to step by step help you to color in the leaf and the blossom as well. And you can see it goes all the way down into the little nooks and crannies and things and the little details to add to your little flowers. Okay, so this is Awesome to the Core, stamps, dies, and coordinating stencils. And let me give you some little examples with that one. So this one was done with that set. This one was done with that set. And this one was done with that set. And all kinds of different cards. So you can make thank you cards, or you could make teacher cards with that set. Okay, so Awesome to the Core. Then If that wasn't enough awesomeness, we have the Lovely Layers Apple Barrel. Now this is a 2-piece barrel, so you're going to be able to stuff it with any of your Lovely Layers dies, whether those are florals or our Lovely Layers veggies or carrots. There are little apples in this set. There are 2 apples, 2 stems, all the leaves for your little blossoms and for your little apples. There are the little bands is what I've been calling them, that hold the apple barrel together. And when you cut that out, you're going to get this really cute little 3D barrel that you can fill again. I've got mine with apples, but you could put our Lovely Layers flowers in there. You could put our veggie dies, our carrots. I mean, you could really put anything in there. So here are some examples using that Lovely Layers apple barrel die set, and just all different types of cards. Okay. This is a good one. That one's going to, I think that little barrel is just going to be a really cute little vessel for all types of little goodies to put in there. All right, now we have the, this is the Vintage Box Add-on. So you may remember on our adventure, and it's going to be hard to pull out of here, our Adventure Awaits release, where we had the cute little vintage lure box. And I've moved since then, but I don't know where mine is at. But anyway, we had the little vintage lures inside, and we had the fun little lure box stamps. This is an add-on to that box die. So now we have the stamps to make it look like a little treat box. We have the stamps to make it look like some kind of little coffee box where you could put a little gift card inside. There's the coordinating dies. And again, these are made to look a little vintage, a little retro, a little bit like an old school diner or something like that. And then, of course, if you wanted to just do a simple, cute little treat card or a coffee card, you could do that as well. So that's what I did, is instead of doing like a whole little box, I like to use, you know, think outside the box and use my stamps and dies that maybe for something else. I like to make cards with them. So that's what I did with that one. And we've got this cute little retro kind of little coffee shop sign with a little coffee card. Okay, so that is the Vintage Box Add-on, and this is called, I want to tell you the right name. I think it's Fall Treats, maybe. Lisa maybe can tell us in the chat. And then we have Lovely Layers Sweets or Treats. Let's see here. I'm pausing. Okay. Making sure we're not in trouble here. Okay, so Lovely Layers. This is that cute little die set I showed. If you have not seen any of our seen all of our sneak peek videos, I urge you to go back and watch that, because you'll get little peeks into the layering guides and little graphics and things like that. This is going to make the cutest little treats that, one, they're just cute on a card, but two, they will go with the vintage box. So this is like a little Swedish fish. This is a gummy bear. There's all different shapes and sizes of like jelly beans. There are layering candies. Even we've got little peppermints here. There are coffee beans. There are gummy worms. This is a layering like little, what I would say is like a Tootsie Roll candy, like a little layering candy. There's even little swirls. There is a candy corn, and there's also this one that will swirl and layer together. So this is the Lovely Layers, and I'm not going to tell you the right name. Fall Treats or Sweets. I'm going to look it up so I don't give you the wrong name. It is the Lovely Layers Fall Treats. I had it right. Okay. Woohoo! There we go. Candy. Yes, Christmas candy, Smarties. Yes, you guys are on a roll here. Go. The gummy bear. But Carol, be watching out for our design team member. Carol did a card and she just filled the whole card with layered little candies, and it's adorable. So think about like kids' birthdays and things like that, where you could do different little things, or even make little Halloween boxes with the little candy corns, or little Christmas boxes, or Christmas cards even with like Christmas colored candies. That would be cute. Okay, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything out of that. I've got a whole crafty mess on my desk. Okay, it is time to pull another winner. So making me hungry. I know. I love like little gummy bears and things. Have you all, while I'm choosing a winner, have you all tried the gummy candies that have chamoy on them? And I'm probably not saying that right. Sue Emmerich, you are a winner. Is that Swedish fish? Yes, it is. It was a Swedish fish. So you're our next winner. So if you'll email me at Kelley, Kelley, at honeybeestamps.com, I will hook you up with a gift card. So I don't know if that is how you say that. I'm probably not saying it right, but I am into these like gummy candies, and then they put like almost a spicy something on it, so you get like the sweet and the spicy together. Trust me when I say that you need to try those. And I'm probably not saying it correctly, but it's like chamoy or something like that, and tahini on it. We're like all into that yummy goodness at my house. Okay. All right, let me get all this last little fall goodness all out here, and you guys are going to love this little section that I have left here. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to my desk. All righty here. Let's see here. Let me catch up on the comments. Okay, so this next embossing folder. I don't think I have one. Here's my open one. Okay, next embossing folder. This is the burlap. This is another all year long add amazing texture to your card. Now, let me show you where I use that. I use that in this card here. It was on day 3's video, but will you look at that texture back there? That teal, that all is pressed into the paper with this embossing folder. It pressed all that texture, and it looks so great. Like, I'm all about like fun textures like that. Okay, so 3D embossing folder, and this one is called burlap. So it's just a great handy basic to have on hand. Okay. All right. And then we have, let's see, what should I tempt you guys with next? Let's do this one. Let's do the farm cart. All right. So this is our farm cart. I'm not going to take him out. So we've got our layering cart. Let's put him right here. There we go. So we have our layering cart, our layering bale of hay. Let me move that little guy out of the way. We've got our little twine, our baling wire, the handle to the cart. Here is that banner that I was holding up earlier out of the Fancy Fall Banners, layering, Fancy Fall Frames layering dies. Look how great that cuts. And then the Fancy Fall layering frames back in here. I've used them 100 times. They're amazing. Okay, so farm cart, so many great details. And then inside this fall cart is the fall bounty dies. Okay, so this is where I have been teasing you guys with all of the cute little warty gourds and pumpkins and leaves and all the little things. Now, what we all have enjoyed so much about this die set is these are not your perfect pumpkins and gourds. These have a little bit of character to them. They are really like what you would see like at the farm or the farmer's market. Do you see all the little warts and the little crook neck on the gourd? Let me find my other card. Here we go. but they're not, they all are very realistic looking. Look at this one, the stem right there. I love this die set. Look, not a perfectly smooth, beautimous pumpkin. And the gourds. Look at all the little warts on them. They're so dang cute. Okay, so Fall Bounty and then the Farm Cart. Both lovely layers. All right, so let me set that aside. Next, while we're talking, let's talk about our farm fence. Okay, so this fence is A2 in size. So it's going to cover or be a background for the whole front of your card, right? Just like that. And then the 2 posts go across the center. Now, it is very easy to extend your fence, okay? So let's say that you want to do, or you want to make a horizontal card. Well, all you do is make, multiple fences and then trim off, whatever you need to trim off down here. And you're going to still have a large fence to go across your card. Let's say you wanted to make let's say maybe like a 5x7 card or something like that. Well, there's different things you could do. You could center it. You could knock it to one side and have it stretch across. If you wanted to do slimline, you could cut it and just have a large fence. So different ways different options that this large die set is going to give you. But when you use one, it's A2 size, and it's going to fill an A2 size card. Okay, so that's the farm fence. I'm moving cards out of the way. And then we have our cute little wagon wheel. So this is our Lovely Layers wagon wheel. And I created this whole card in one of our sneak peek videos. But you saw me put this together. Super duper easy to put together because it's only the 1, 2, and then the 2 center pieces. Now, both of this, the center that has the spokes and the outside all have wood grain detail that are going to press into your paper. So really super easy to add that onto your cards, especially with the bale of hay and the fence and all your little gourds and things. But I even think, and I think I said this in the video, that this fence, if you imagine this as a white picket fence and then put some of your Lovely Layers flowers and stuff beside it, because some of our flowers are pretty good size. So just think outside the box on ways that you can use this fence, not just for fall cards. Same thing goes with like the little wagon wheel where you could have some little flowers and things down here and not necessarily it be fall all the time, so to speak. Okay, now next, let's pull out our little On the Farm. So this is the On the Farm and our Farmhouse Fields die set. Now, our On the Farm dies, when you cut these out, let me do a little pour out here. When you cut all these out, you're going to get the most adorable, let's see if I can get them all out here, little farm. I've got part of my silo still in there, but that's okay. All right, so when you have all these cut out, you're going to get this adorable farm. Now, if you cut this and use the coordinating stencils, this is what the background, this is a background that I created. This is another one that looks more like different time of year with more of a spring or summertime tree. But you can color in the fields, any color you want to, depending on, you could do this green down here and this for whatever crop you want, so to speak. Okay. And then, so then you've got your little, let me get my pieces here. You've got your little layering barn. You've got your farmhouse. You've got your silo. Let me get it here. And then you've got your cute little tractor. You have a windmill. You've got a big pile of hay. You have a fence, and you've got little trees that you can put, around your barn or around your house or whatever. And of course, I probably wouldn't glue it down just like that, but this gives you an idea of how you can compare the farmhouse fields background cover plate. And then of course I colored it in with the stencils, and I've got a video for the hop day coming up on how I'm making this. Okay. So make sure you check out our YouTube hop. But this is on the farm dies that create the cute little farm. And that this is farmhouse fields and the coordinating stencils. And then when you pair them together, this is what it looks like. Okay. So I hope that helps you guys. The windmill. Yeah. They're all layering. All little layering pieces. Okay. All right. So I'm going to swish all my little pieces because I don't want to lose these, because you will see this in a video coming up, this exact pieces. Okay. All right. I think this is our last one. I think the oak branch is the last one, but this is a pretty one. All right. So imagine your lovely layers owl, your lovely layers winter birds, spring birds, the quail, whatever you want to perch, or just beautiful on a card. But what you do is you cut this layer right here first that has all the leaves. So let's say that we want to have orange fall leaves. So we're going to cut this in orange, and then you're going to cut this part in brown, or you're going to ink blend in brown and layer that over the top. And that's going to give you your layers. And then these are the little caps for all the little acorns. So they're even going to layer as well. So this is the Lovely Layers oak branch, but it's going to be really pretty with any of our birds, of course. The quail, I wonder where my quail card is. It's buried on my desk at this. No, here we go. So I even think that you could probably mix in, even if you wanted to nest them like on or around the branch, or have him, stay. And I know quail are not really like tree birds a lot of the time. I don't think. Most of the time I've seen them on the ground, but I think that it would be really pretty nestled in if you wanted a pretty little branch. Okay. You guys, we're done. 9:07. Oh, my acorn caps. Every detail covered. All right. All right, you guys, that is all. I'm going to choose one more giveaway winner. So I think by the end of this, I should have 4 winners. Okay, our next winner this evening is Linda Hopton. Great for all the birds. I agree, Linda. Totally agree. So Linda, if you will email me at Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com, I will send you your gift card. Now, let me see here. Now, I've got my phone here. Melissa. Okay, got them. Melissa, and I'm waiting for a text from the boss lady. Are we ready to go? She's going to tell us. Let's see what she says. Congratulations, said the boss lady right here. She said, yes, we are live, you guys. So the boss lady has given me the go ahead. All right. So yes, we are having a Christmas release. So that will be, we usually skip months. We do every other month. So that won't be for a little while. All right, you guys, go have fun shopping. Make sure if you are one of the giveaway winners that you email me at Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com, and I will send you your gift card here in just a few minutes. Okay, give me a few minutes and I'll send it to you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight in all this craziness, and I hope you enjoy your fall release. All right, guys, see you next week. Bye-bye.